What's up, guys? Before I give you the 3 absolute best tools in real estate, in my personal opinion, I'm going to give you much more than I'm asking for. So if you could do me a personal favor and share this, have your realtor friends, your investor friends join the loaded community. My grandma always used to say, give 10 times more than you're actually asking for, and you will never run out. I truly believe in the abundance mindset, that there's enough of everything for everybody, and the more you give is the more you gain. Let's just say for the last 60 days, we've closed 21 transactions, done over $100,000 in commissions in the bank, and we have about 7, 8, 9 live listings right now. And I think we have 4 pending, so that's going to dramatically increase our numbers. But for me personally, the 3 best tools I've been able to use in real estate to dramatically increase my business, and by the way, I've only been licensed for just over a year, but I've been doing real estate for about 4 or 5 years now, and I've done it successfully. I have over 2 decades of sales experience. I was one of those guys who went to college for a semester. I took micro and macro economics, business administration 1 and 2 in marketing, and marketing became my absolute favorite thing to do. So I figured, might as well just only market and start my business. So I started my first business when I was 18. I'm 39 years old, and I absolutely love what I do. I think if you want to be successful in real estate, you got to understand that having a real estate license is a lot like having a driver's license. So if you know anything about getting your driver's license, which I hope that you do, you know that once you get your license, that's just the first part. The next thing that you have to get is a car. Once you get a car, you have to get insurance. In order to use that vehicle, you have to maintain it, oil, gas, brakes, things of this nature, right? So the real estate license is just the first part. I think some people think, oh, I'm gonna get my real estate license and I'm gonna be successful, I'm gonna sell 10 houses a month. It doesn't necessarily work that way. There's a lot of hats that you have to wear in real estate. So the very first and most important tool is you. And you need to take action. Door knocking, cold calling. I think in real estate school, they teach you called expired listings or FSBOs. I think that you can call a person that's already exhausted and exhaust them more. And so unless you're really ready to tell them how you're the absolute best at what you do and that you're the expert and that you have all the solutions for all their problems, you shouldn't do that. I'm trying to give you some tools that will allow you to cultivate some success. So going out, door knocking, getting in front of people immediately, having conversations, practicing having conversations will give you a lot of those success tools, because I truly believe that the best learning is done in the field, and you can create all kinds of scenarios to make things seem a certain way, and you can create all these falsities in your mind, but until you actually go out and do the thing, you're probably just going to be practicing the mirror different than talking to an actual person. Once you start to scale your business and you start to get some regular deal flow, and when I say regular deal flow, I mean you're having conversations with motivated sellers every week, and you're on the road with maybe 1 to 4 buyer clients a month. Sometimes when you bite off a little bit more than you can chew, it takes a long time before you can actually swallow and for your body to absorb those nutrients. You start with an amount of clients that's manageable. And I think one thing that new realtors do is they expect clients to just like come to them because they're not taught in real estate school that acquisition is going to be a part of this thing. And the first thing you need to acquire is a client. But once you get maybe your first or your second deal under your belt, I think you should immediately start to put people in place that can make things easier for you, because if you're on the road, dealing with buyer clients, dealing with seller clients, taking phone calls, making phone calls, it'd be really good to have a transaction coordinator. And what a good transaction coordinator does is that they keep everything in sequence from contract to close. So when that contract is actually submitted to the title company, they start making sure that all of the touch points between the buyer and the seller and the title company and the agents are constantly tied in. Anybody that's watching this that's even a little bit seasoned in real estate knows that the communication rules the nation. And if you've ever dealt with a lender or a real estate agent that doesn't communicate well, you know how hard that can be. And so it's good to have somebody that just does those multiple touch points for you. My holy grail in real estate is a virtual assistant or a skilled virtual professional. And this might be going a little bit too deep for new realtors, but this is for beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And I need you to understand that you need to have a culture, you need to have an expectation, and people need to know that you're the absolute best at what you do. And hiring a skilled virtual professional is just like hiring somebody that's in your own backyard. You still have to sit down with them, explain to them what the expectations are, teach them client touch points, how you want to be represented. Because another thing about having your real estate license is you don't only have a license, you now have a business. And it's really important that you get out and you make those action steps. You get a transaction coordinator to make your actual deals flow smooth once you start getting them in. And then once you start to be a little bit more scalable and you have the revenue to actually support these additional costs, which will eventually make you more money. And a lot of the times it will instantly make you more money. And especially when you're talking about in terms of the stress that you can handle, because stress tolerance is a big factor in being successful in real estate, whether you're an investor or a realtor. Hire yourself a good skilled virtual professional or a good virtual assistant. Those things will ultimately make you, along with your own individual efforts, drive your business in the direction of success.